Everybody acting like they know me, dawg. Don't just say it now, you gotta show me what you gotta do. Bring the clip back empty. You asked to see the ball, so they sent me, dawg. I just broke her off with a 10-piece, dawg. There ain't nothing, I'm just being friendly, dawg. It's just a little 10-piece for it, just to blow it in the mall. Doesn't mean that we involved. I just put a Richard on the card. I ain't go playing ball, but I'll show you how to gotta do it. If you really wanna ball till you fall when you're back against the wall, and a bunch of need you to go away. Still going bad on them anyway. Saw you last night, but did it all day. Yeah, a lot of murk caught me in a hard way. Got a sticky and I keep it at my dog's place. Girl, I left you loving magic, not all shade. Still going bad. Yellow like Tracy and Katie, I trust in my pay me. It worked in my favor, cause no
Brookdale is number one. We will always be number one.
Brookdale is the best community college, the finest community college in the entire state of New Jersey.
We are here for one purpose only: student learning.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
How you doing? I'm Makai Morgan from Piscataway, New Jersey. I play point guard here at Brookdale Community College. Here I study health sciences. So when I transfer, I would like to become an athletic trainer and study more on that part. And that's the reason why I came to Brookdale, because not only is it a good basketball school, but it's a great academic school also.
My name is Teray Gatlin, and I'm from Paterson, New Jersey, and I play forward on the Brookdale men's basketball team. I chose Brookdale as a school to attend to because I love the facility and I love the school, and it also carries my major, which is criminal justice.
Hi, my name is Teray Merritt from Newark, New Jersey. I went to Newark Tech High School. I played guard forward, and I chose to come to Brookdale to pursue my business major and to get a 4-year scholarship.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Calhoun. I am from Lakewood, New Jersey. I went to Brick Memorial High School. My position on the team is I am a forward. The reason why I chose Brookdale because they have an elite basketball program, and I feel as if I can help push that program over the top. My major here at Brookdale is education, and my goals for this year is to become a national champion and repeat.
Hi, I'm Anna Canzaro. I'm from Howell, New Jersey. I went to Howell High School. I'm a forward here at Brookdale. I chose Brookdale for a number of reasons. One being it's very convenient for me because I live pretty close. It's a pretty good price, and they have a really great basketball program.
Hi guys, I'm Deion Griffith. I'm from Howell, New Jersey, and I'm a forward on the team. I chose Brookdale because it has a great basketball program. Also, the school is amazing. It has great facilities. My major is biology, and just all the classes help to transfer over, and it's just a great school.
I'm Rachel Rouse. I'm from Neptune, New Jersey. I went to Academy Charter High School. I'm a guard at Brookdale, and I came to Brookdale because it was convenient.
Come be a part of the Brookdale community, where students from all countries and backgrounds are accepted.
Jesteście tutaj mile widziani.
You are welcome here.
Você é enviado aqui e obrigado por fazer parte de nossa comunidade.
You are welcome.
Você é bem-vindo aqui. Obrigada por fazer parte da Brookdale.
All right, so we're gonna.
Jij is welkom hier en dankie dat je deel is van Brookdale.
You are welcome here. از صمیم قلب همگی خوش آمدید.
You are welcome here.
Brookdale è davvero accogliente.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
Brookdale 是个很好的地方，这里老师还有tutor都非常友善。
Brian, I gave you the officials, right?
Yep, I got them.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
我哋好歡迎你過嚟我哋嘅學校讀書。
You are welcome here.
Bienvenido a Brookdale. Ven a Brookdale. Brookdale 오시면 환영합니다.
You are welcome here.
You are very welcome here. Bienvenue à Brookdale. Nous vous accueillons avec plaisir dans notre communauté.
You are welcome here.
My microphone, Brian and I will be talking.
Come, be a part of Brookdale.
Just double. Well, like.
Hi, and welcome to the Fall Term Event Celebration. I'm Lauren Conkar for Brookdale TV. We're here at the Bankier Library where students are gathered for games, prizes, free smoothies, food, and more.
Them is they have
Let's
so
take
many
a look
close
and see what's
losses.
going on.
Celebration is so important to the students here at Brookdale because for many of them it's their first experience in an academic library.
It's awesome because we are not only about studying, we can come here and relax a little, like chill a little. It's awesome to just share with friends and classmates.
I was looking through the events that Brookdale provided for us. It's pretty cool so far. I chose Brookdale because it gave me a lot of opportunities to see what I really want to do in life.
What we have going on in the library here is students can come here to work on a computer, get their email done, write a paper, get some quiet study time. If they need assistance from people, we have librarians here for their research help. We have the tutors for help with various coursework. We have our library staff that can point you into the right direction for our resources. Anything under the sun that's going to help you study, it's going to be here in the library.
It was very fun. A lot of great things. Food was good. Games were fun. Met some new people.
The library is really good because they have tutors here always to help you and various amount of resources for you to study for your class.
Thank you. I feel awesome. I want something.
I feel fantastic that I won all this glorious stuff from Brookdale.
So that's it for today. I hope that you've learned how the Bankier Library is here to help you succeed.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
When I grow up, I want to create music that makes people want to stand up and dance.
We all travel different paths with one goal in mind: success.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Brookdale Community College. Take your next step at brookdalecc.edu.
Vernikov, and I'm part of the Student Life Board. And this year we're having our Welcome Back Week and Involvement Fair. So basically what that is that we're getting students who are returning students and new students to come in and experience what Brookdale has to offer, which is a dozen different new clubs, different people where you can meet new people, make new friends, and definitely make different connections with different people, and kind of just get involved like what we have here with different music going on, with different activities going on, with even like the fried Oreos and the funnel cake, just to get involved, have like, a good start to the year. And it's really great to always get involved, because when I came to Brookdale and as soon as I got involved with student life, I absolutely loved it. I made different connections with people, I made new friends, and so many different memories that I'd love to look back on as soon as I graduate from Brookdale.
Brown-Williams. I'm a Brookdale student. I'm with the Brookdale Dance Club. We're just out here having a lot of fun and like dancing to the music with everybody and all the other clubs. I think it's important for students to get involved, especially in like multiple clubs, is because they get to explore new things and hopefully find something that they're inspired about.
So if you want to get involved, I would say come to the Student Life Center downstairs in SLC 110. That's our Student Life Board room, and that's where I think that students would be able to understand a little bit more about what's going on the campus, because we do deal with the clubs and the organizations and the events that are on campus. So if they do want to get involved, come downstairs, and one of our members will be down there, and they'd be happy to help you and explain a little bit more of what's going on campus.
Hi
having trouble declaring a major? Or do you have a degree and don't know exactly what to do with it yet? Well, look no further because the Major Fair is here for you.
And now welcome inside the Collins Arena as we get set for Jersey Blues basketball here on Brookdale TV. Brian Goudsworth, Tim Catalfamo here with you. The men's game is up first today, and the Brookdale team looking to get back on track after back-to-back road losses to start the new year. But Tim, that's complicated. There's some things roster-wise to figure out here as we transition into the new semester, and as a result, only 5 players available for the game tonight.
Yeah, a lot of inactives tonight for Brookdale, and that's going to change the dynamic not only for Ocean County but for the Jersey Blues. I think for the most part they'll be okay because some of the players that they have on the floor are some of the most talented players on their roster, but the question is going to be, not Brian, whether or not they can perform well as a team. They're not going to have any subs, so that's going to be tough for them. But again, Ocean County is not necessarily a very strong team in a sense that you're going up against the likes of Cumberland County or Rowan College or Gloucester County. Not to discredit Ocean County. They're a very much improved team over last year. But I think Brookdale, if they are able to get off to a good start, can handle Ocean County's pressure tonight. The question is going to be, will they have enough stamina? I don't think it's not so much can Brookdale play with Ocean, it's will they have enough stamina to play a full 40 minutes.
So we're getting set for action this evening, this Region 19 matchup, the Jersey Blues and the Ocean Vikings. And as you see, the Brookdale starting lineup getting greeted by Lincroft Cub Scout Pack 210 on the court pregame. And Brookdale will go to work with a starting lineup, and that starting lineup will play the entirety of the game this evening. It'll be a 5 that includes Makai Morgan, Teray Gatling, Teray Merritt, so it's the double Terays, Jameer Calhoun, and rounded out with Stephon Forbes, who makes his first appearance of the season. The officials tonight, Nathan Anderson, Dick Hecker, and Myron Hendrick. And Jameer Calhoun is at midcourt along with Francis Robles for the opening tip, and off we go from the Collins Arena. The Jersey Blues have controlled it. Set up the offense with Morgan. Teray Merritt gets a touch, and now Gatling. Teray play catch, work it around the perimeter. Forbes backs it out with the shot clock at 12. And Gatling finds Merritt underneath. His shot misses, ball knocked out of bounds. And Brookdale will get another opportunity.
There's a nice look, though, and we talked about in games past, Brian, how Teray Merritt, who finds himself in the starting lineup tonight because Brookdale's only got 5 players here to play, one of the players that has developed very nicely over the past couple games. He's seen some more time on the floor. He's seen a lot of more time playing, some more minutes, so he's looking very nice. Now it looks like they're going to change the call and they're going to give the ball back to Ocean, but it was a nice look inside. Watch Brookdale do that more often in this game.
The Ocean starting lineup is Jason Porter, Sean O'Donnell, Francis Robles, Carson Francisco, and Anthony Pettit-Claire. Brookdale forces a turnover, and coming away with it is Forbes. A nice drive by Gatling, and he's able to finish it off with the right hand.
And we talked about early on that Brookdale wants to get off to a good start. They got to push the tempo early because they want to get themselves out to a comfortable lead.
Porter's shot is denied vehemently by Jameer Calhoun. What a blocked shot that time.
Yeah, Calhoun, he's going up against his old team. Remember, he was an Ocean County Viking in 2010 to 2011, so he's going up against his old team. Maybe a little animosity there. Wants to prove that he's at Brookdale now and that you're in his house.
So it's Brookdale 2-0 to start. O'Donnell with a floater from the baseline. Gatling snatches the rebound. Gatling almost lost the handle on it, and then Forbes touches it last out of bounds back to the Vikings.
Yeah, and actually Gatling was lucky he didn't get called with a carrying because I don't think he really quite had possession. He may have grabbed the ball underneath the basket, or may have grabbed underneath the basketball and went up with it. That's a palming call, so I think he was very lucky, and unfortunately another turnover there.
Cross-court pass, 3 on the way, misses the try from Pettit-Claire, but Ocean will get a second chance as Brookdale touched it last.
And we've seen Brookdale start out in this 2-3 zone, Brian. I don't think really Brookdale's really sure what Ocean's going to do, so they're just trying to play it safe, trying to keep Ocean from going inside, let them shoot around the perimeter. Ocean's not historically a great three-point shooting team. Let them come inside where Brookdale obviously is waiting for them.
Porter was way short. And Forbes has the shot blocked. It was Robles. And Robles touched it last out of bounds. Here's a substitution for the Vikings. And that's Jack Waddleton checking in for the first time. 2-0 Brookdale to start. Calhoun can't hit it. Fight for the rebound controlled by Gatling, and he puts it back up and in.
And that's why Gatling is such a good player, because he's got the size and he's got the athletic ability to get those rebounds inside. That was a nice putback underneath.
Robles way off the mark on a try from behind the three-point line. So Ocean yet to crack the scoreboard, and that has Patrick Boylan wanting to talk things over with his team. Full timeout on the floor, just underway tonight from the Collins Arena. Brookdale up 4-0 early going. We'll be back. Well, there you get a look at the Ocean roster. The Vikings overall, they're at 4-10, but as we brought up in the open, sometimes the record can be a little bit misleading, and that's especially the case with this Viking team because several of their losses have been close games. In fact, they've had 2 overtime losses recently and 6 losses overall that have been decided by inside of 10 points.
Yeah, I mean, we have talked about it, different teams this year. Sometimes the record is kind of a misnomer. You can't really judge a team by what their record is. They lost to Passaic by 5 points. They lost to Camden by 7. Cumberland, they lost by 6. And then to Union, most recently, in overtime, they lost by 8. Those are all good teams in the Region 19 Conference. So this is a much improved Ocean team. Over the last couple of years, we've seen Ocean struggle and have had issues with not only players, but just trying to get decent performances throughout the year. They're much improved. I wouldn't say that they're where they need to be, but they're certainly not a sleeper.
Forbes, quick trigger, and it's a 3-ball. Stephon Forbes has his first points of the season as he's just joined this Brookdale roster, and they're happy to have him just so they can have 5 players play in this game. And inside the shot misses, offensive rebound. Pettit Clare is able to put home the first 2 points for Ocean. It's 7-2 Brookdale. Forbes this time drive and kick. Now Merritt gets inside. And it'll go over to Ocean as Brookdale turns it over.
Yeah, I like that aggressiveness by Merritt there, but probably it's best to just take that shot. He had a lane, he had a look at the basket. I know he was trying to get it over to Calhoun, but sometimes you get a little bit nervous, especially in a player like Teray that hasn't played that much. He hasn't had a whole lot of time on the floor. You want to pass it off real quickly. Probably should have taken that shot.
3 minutes gone by, 5-point Brookdale lead. Waddleton along the baseline. Well, that was Pettit Clare, checked that. O'Donnell feeds it down low. Inside, that's Waddleton, and he's able to score. Nice move from inside the paint.
And that was a nice hook shot there by Waddleton, and that's what you have to do. You have to get the ball inside if you need to attack a 2-3 zone.
Forbes in and out. That time it was halfway down, so he starts 1 for 2. Brookdale leads by 3. Going for the steal that time was Forbes. They work it over to Pettit Clare, back out for O'Donnell, and he connects. Sean O'Donnell from long range to tie it up.
And that was a nice setup by Ocean there. Inside out, trying to get the defense offset a little bit. That's what happened, and led to that wide open 3.
And Forbes looked like he wanted to pass or shoot in one motion there, but never had control of it. Jersey Blues a little bit sloppy to start, and Ocean has possession looking for their first lead of the night. Tied up at 7. Pull-up jump, Francis Robles for 2. So a 7-0 spurt here for the Vikings after Brookdale had started with a 7-2 advantage. It's now 9-7 visitors. Morgan for Gatling at the baseline. His jumper is an air ball, but Merritt the offensive rebound, and that's good.
And that's a nice job there by Merritt, boxing out Francisco down low, getting position and being able to put up that extra 2.
Waddleton back for O'Donnell. He banks it in. A 3. I'm not sure if O'Donnell was trying to go glass, but it worked out just fine as the Vikings go in front by 3. Here's Gatling on a hard drive. There was some contact, no call. Ooh. And then a errant pass will give the ball back to the Jersey Blues.
Yeah, John Rivera, one of the assistant coaches, almost got taken out on the bench there. That ball was heading right for his head.
By the way, I'm looking over at the Brookdale sideline. I almost didn't recognize Paul Chizek in that jacket he's sporting today.
He's doing something different with styling this afternoon. I don't know why.
Hoping the casual look will snap a 2-game losing streak for his team to start this new year. That's knocked out of bounds, and it is Brookdale who touched it last. Another turnover.
I like the casual look, though. I think it's a nice look. The warm-up jacket on. It's been a rough couple of weeks with Brookdale with the 2 consecutive losses and the inactives that they have tonight, so I like that look.
Ahead of the floor is Merritt with the left hand no, and it's rebounded by Edward Jones. Edward Jones, who is checked in. Ball fake Waddleton. Drive and kick. Jones drives inside. Pettit Clare back out to the perimeter. Robles rattles home a triple. And the run for the Vikings extends now, and they have their largest lead in the early going. It's now 6.
Yeah, Coach Chizek wanted 3 seconds on Ocean. I don't think he's going to get that call.
Forbes off the mark, and Waddleton guided it over to Robles for the rebound. 6 minutes elapsed, and tried the backdoor cut. No one home, and at first the indication was it was Ocean ball, but then rightly changed to Brookdale basketball.
Coach Chizak being very vocal on the sidelines the last couple of minutes. I think he's just trying to keep his team focused. They got off to a hot start, but Ocean has methodically the last couple of possessions been able to pick apart their 2-3 zone defense. And if you're only playing with 5 guys, it's really one of the only options that you got. Man-to-man is going to wear your defense out. You can't do that. You got to play 40 minutes, but Coach Chizak's just trying to get his team back focused again.
Merritt can't connect from the baseline. Rebound Robles. It's a 13-2 extended run for the Vikings, and that is a travel called. It was Marquise Drumright who was checked in. Brookdale will use a 30-second timeout here, try to get reorganized, as they've seen the Vikings blitz them here recently after a 7-2 start. It's now 15-9 Ocean.
Yeah, and we talked to Pat Boyle before the game, or Boylan before the game, and I asked him, I said, now that you know that Brookdale's only going to have 5 players, are you going to change up your strategy in any way? And he said, well, expect us to press early on because we want to keep Brookdale in a position where they have to keep the game up tempo. We know that Brookdale likes to run when they have a full roster, but they don't have a full roster tonight. So Ocean knows that. They're going to try to use that to their advantage and keep Brookdale on their heels and push the tempo, push the pressure, have Brookdale not be able to bring up the ball so easily up the floor. We've kind of seen different defensive looks from the Vikings so far, and again, just as I said a moment ago, offensively, they've been able to pick apart the 2-3 zone that Brookdale has been in for the start for almost 7.5 minutes now.
So outside the timeout, Brookdale hoping for some better results here. Makai Morgan finds Forbes. Forbes misfires, but the tip-in goes. Calhoun was in the right spot, and he drops it home.
And I tell you what, Brian, there's a lot of contact going both ways. We have yet to see a foul so far in this game.
The officials letting him play to start. That's clear. Here's a 3. Mark Streeter. And Ocean has the 3-point stroke working of late. They've hit 3 of them in the last couple of minutes.
And Ocean's not historically a great 3-point shooting team, so I think Coach Chizak and his entire staff have been caught off guard by this, but you got to get out, you got to get a hand in somebody's face.
Ball movement and the baseline drive. Nice finish by Forbes. You can see the offensive spark that he provides. Loves to shoot the 3. That time takes it to the rim. Here's a steal. That's Merritt, and then he lost it at midcourt, and it's rescued by the Vikings. Pettit Clare finds Streeter, a three. That time short, rebound Gatling. Teray Gatling gets picked up defensively and then decides to back it out. Driving inside, it's an offensive foul on Stefan Forbes. And that has Paul Chizek yelling out to his team. Not happy that Forbes initiated the contact that time. Here's a change for Ocean as Drumright hits the bench. And Francis Robles has returned for the Vikings. Carson Francisco handles into the paint with a floater. It's good.
Yeah, Ocean right now is just really kind of having their way with Brookdale on offense. They can get inside, something that Brookdale was doing a nice job of in the early couple of minutes. Now all of a sudden Ocean's being able to attack the ball in the paint.
Forbes spotting up, off the mark on a three. And that pass, there's a foul called, the pass from Jones to Streeter. That Brookdale picks up the second team foul of this first half.
And I don't like that foul, Brian. And the reason why I don't like that is because there's been a lot of contact going both ways. That was kind of a minor foul, maybe not even a foul against Makai Morgan there, and the officials are going to call that. I don't quite agree with that. I understand it's a foul, but there have been a lot of other questionable calls that they have let go, and then to actually call a foul on that, I don't know if I quite agree with that. That's why Coach Chizek is upset, but I have to agree with him inside with their bench at this particular point.
So for Morgan, it's his first. 25 on the timer, inbounds for Robles. It's Francisco. Pass tip back over to Robles. 15 on the timer now. Merritt gets up defensively. Robles gives up his dribble. And Waddleton, good ball denial down near the basket. He's able to stay with it. Can't spin it in. The shot clock expires. As Ocean, the shot never hit the rim, and Brookdale will take over off the turnover.
Yeah, nice defense there. That time Brookdale actually went man-to-man, and I think that threw Ocean off a little bit. So I think what Brookdale's going to have to do on defense is they're going to have to keep switching up their defense. They were in a 2-3 zone. They stopped Ocean early on. They got off to a hot start. Then they stayed in the 2-3 zone probably for too long. You got to keep switching up your defense so the offense gets uncomfortable.
On the floor with it, and it's a jump ball.
And that's going to go Ocean County's way, I believe. So unfortunately, just nothing going right in this first half. No calls, at least, going Brookdale's way.
Yeah, ever since it was 7-2 Brookdale, it's an 18-6 run that Ocean County has outscored the Jersey Blues, and that will extend further on the drive by Carson Francisco. It's a 9-point deficit. Brookdale needs an answer quickly. Merritt fakes. Finds Forbes. That's been his spot off the side rim, and it's rebounded by Waddleton. Rushing it up the floor. O'Donnell is open. Won't go for three. Long rebound. Robles offensive from the foul line. Too strong. And this time Forbes collects it. He got a running start. And Forbes with a nice reverse finish in the open floor.
That's incredible.
Halfway through this first half, it's a 7-point Ocean lead. And they have possession. O'Donnell with a crossover. Robles fires. And the contested rebound, Calhoun. Brookdale trying to run. Looking to up the tempo. And nicely executed fast break. And that was the Therese. Merritt to Gatling for the bucket.
And that's been part of the problem. Brookdale just has not had an opportunity the last couple of minutes to get out and run. They've got 2 straight stops on defense. They've gotten the rebound, and they've been able to push the ball up the floor in transition.
Streeter too strong on a 3. Forbes has the rebound. Good pace to the game, as mentioned, with not a lot of stoppages. Only 2 fouls combined. They've both been called on Brookdale. Here's Morgan. Can't connect, and it's rebounded by Robles. Streeter fakes inside the arc this time, no. And how about the offensive rebound, and The presence of mind from Streeter to call the timeout. That was not easy to gather that ball in, and then ensures his team keeps possession by calling the timeout. So it's a 30-second timeout. Jersey Blues are 8th place in the region standings. Of course, that after last year's unbeaten season. We figured, as we've mentioned several times throughout the year, this would be a different kind of year, kind of a transition year, and clearly they've never had a game like this. We're only having 5 players, and that's certainly a challenge for this program right now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is probably going to be one of the toughest games that they have all year, not necessarily because of who they're playing, but because of what they have. And the fact that you only have 5 players playing 40 minutes is rough. Whoever you're playing. This is a tough league to play in. Ocean County, as I mentioned a couple times, is no slouch. They are a much improved team over the last couple of years. They've played very well, but it's going to be a tough game.
The interception by Forbes, but he couldn't finish in transition. Now the pace picking up now. O'Donnell hits a 3. Sean O'Donnell. He's the one major shooting threat that the Vikings do have. Not afraid to release it, and he's made a couple of attempts.
Yeah, O'Donnell averages 16 points a game. He's already got 9 by my count, so he's pushing that average very early on, and it's all come from behind the 3-point line.
Gatling flips it back out. McNeil back for Gatling, and the easy finish with the right hand. Merritt and Gatling have been on the same page. They've combined for a couple of buckets recently. About 8 minutes to go first half. 6-point Ocean lead. O'Donnell finds a man underneath, and the bank shot by Porter misses. Here's McNeil from the baseline. That drops through for 2.
Yeah, nice job there by Merritt getting that bucket from the jumper. I think he was a little hesitant, but he was able to square his feet. Nice jump shot. Wow.
And that's Carson Francisco working hard down low, and he gets the bank shot to go.
And if you're Brookdale, you're really in a tough position because ordinarily Brookdale would have played much tighter on defense on that possession, but you have to be so careful because you don't want to foul, Brian. You don't want to get yourself in foul trouble when you only have 5 players playing.
Forbes off the mark. And a nice move to the basket by Francisco. He finishes, and Paul Chizek wants to talk things over. Teray Gatling very frustrated going to the Brookdale bench. Ocean feeling very good about themselves on the road. We have a full timeout, and we'll take a break here on Brookdale TV. We'll be right back. Remember, Brookdale had a player, Anthony McNeil, just last year. He wore number 21. I think that's where I'm getting that from, but it obviously is Teray Merritt, so we get that corrected.
You were doing. I wasn't going to say anything, but you were doing all right. It's understandable. We'll cut you a break.
Very good. Under 7 minutes to go now until halftime, and a nice move inside by Gatling, and he banks it home.
Yeah, I really just think Brookdale needs to take their time on offense. I know that they like to run, and that's where a lot of their points have come from, but when you have only 5 players on the floor, sometimes you just have to work for a good shot. I understand. First things first, you have to stop the ball, and that's why Coach Chizek took that timeout, because anytime Ocean has the opportunity to run, they're going straight to the hole. Brookdale's not being able to stop that penetration, so they've got to do a better job on that. But on offense, offense, just work the ball around. Take your time on offense. Work for a good shot.
Gatling puts it up from the baseline, shot way short, and it's picked up by Pettit Clare.
Again, you got to stop the ball here.
Francisco back out. O'Donnell, he knocks down another three. And that's been his spot on the floor, and he's the Vikings' leading scorer in the game tonight. He's been impressive. Jersey Blues are down 9. Cross-court Forbes handles the pass. And Gatling blocked and fouled. And incredibly, with 6 minutes to go in the first half, Ocean has picked up its first team foul just now.
And we will see our first foul shot of the night, if I'm not mistaken, Brian. So this is a rarity, but that's another thing, too. Brookdale in this position, try to slow the clock down, attack that rim, try to get that foul. I know they've been trying to. A couple fouls haven't gone their way. They haven't been called, but you got to attack the rim. You got to get to the bucket. So I like that aggressiveness inside. I think Brookdale needs to try that a little bit more. I know it's tough with 5 guys on the floor, but you got to attack that rim and give yourself a break. I know timeouts are a good thing, but you only have so many timeouts. Basically, a free timeout is if you get to the line.
Gatling splits a pair from the line. Here's Waddleton. And Francisco. O'Donnell, they got to make sure they tighten it up on him with the shot clock down to 8. And Waddleton has his pocket picked by Merritt. Forbes lob, and the finish from Calhoun. Nicely done.
And that just shows, even with 5 guys on the floor, how quick Brookdale can be, how quick they can get the ball up the court. They just have got to stop O'Donnell from these threes that are coming in really out of nowhere. They just have got to do a better job on defense.
It's Pettit Clare bumped along the baseline. Brookdale pick up team foul number 3. And it's on Jameer Calhoun. That's his first. 5:18 remaining first half. Did they just change who the last foul was on?
That's what it looked like to me, Brian, but I'm not 100% sure.
Scoreboard didn't update if there was a change, so for now we'll keep it on Calhoun. Backing his way in is Waddleton. Tough move, and he gets it to go. Working against Calhoun, and that was not easy.
Yeah, and that's not easy. I mean, Calhoun's a very good defender, so just a nice job by Waddleton inside, taking his time, being patient, and being able to finish.
Gatling has a double team, and it's slapped away from him and over to the Vikings. Here's a substitution. Edward Jones checks in, and Anthony Pettit Clare will get a breather for Ocean. They've led most of the way, a team that's just 2-4 on the road, 4-10 overall on the season. O'Donnell, that was a long 3, and off the deflection, Calhoun's got it.
O'Donnell's definitely not shy about taking that 3, Brian. He is feeling it tonight. He's got 4 by my count, so he's doing a nice job.
And that's Merritt getting inside and getting it to go.
I really think that's how Brookdale's going to maintain pace with Ocean, to get to the rim inside. I don't think the threes around the perimeter, even though Stephon Forbes has shown he can shoot that shot, I think they're going to have to go inside and get to the bucket, either get to the line or get a nice layup, possibly on this possession here.
Well, Gatling lost it. It was slapped away from behind. 1-on-2 break. Edward Jones, offensive foul as he extends the arm on Forbes. That's team foul number 2 against the Vikings. We'll take a second look. Jones coming with a head of steam.
I don't know. I think Forbes may have gotten away with that one. I think he may have moved ever so slightly, but the officials gave him the charge instead.
4 minutes to go now, first half. 34-28. Calhoun from the baseline. Shot gets the roll off the back rim, and it goes down.
And very quietly, Brookdale's chipped into this lead. They're only down by 4. They've tightened up their defense the last couple of minutes. Ocean's kind of been in a slump. They need to get back on the board. They're going to do that, I think, by pounding the ball inside as well, but they just haven't been able to.
And they're going to get closer here. Count it and 1. Stephon Forbes, a chance for a 3-point play. Now Forbes gets the steal and takes it himself. The foul is on Carson Francisco. And Forbes will have his first free throw attempt of the season upcoming. Forbes, who we saw last year, now a sophomore from Bed-Stuy, New Jersey, and the three-point play is good. Brookdale now down just one. They've been on a run of their own of late. Here's a whistle.
Shot clock didn't start.
So they'll get the shot clock issue straightened out here.
Ocean's played well on offense, though, Brian. I give them credit. They've moved the ball around. I know, again, we talk about this, it seems like every single time we open our mouths. Only 5 players on the floor. That's the only 5 players that will play tonight for Brookdale. But despite that, Ocean has moved the ball around, and they've shown the reason why they've been in so many close games, because they have the ability to move the ball around the perimeter. They can get it inside. They can bounce it back out for a player like Sean O'Donnell, who's been almost unconscious from behind the three-point line in this ball game. So they move the ball around. They have nice ball movement. One of the reasons why they're a much more improved team from last year.
Edward Jones draws the foul on the drive to the basket. So for Brookdale, it'll be their 4th of the half. Here's another look. Let's see who they got there. Merritt was in the area, and it's on
I think they're going to
Merritt.
get it on Merritt, yeah.
So free throws for Edward Jones, who has not had many attempts at the free throw line this season, hasn't been able to take advantage when he has gotten there. And misses on the first one. Well, you talked about Ocean. It's a team that can score. And
yes.
You look at these two teams, they both average identical point-per-game totals at 86 a game. So we'll see if that's able to hold up. 1 out of 2 for Jones. 2-point Ocean lead.
And to further that point, we talked about those close losses that they had to teams like Cumberland. They lost to Cumberland 110 to 104. It just gives you an idea that they can put a lot of points on the board if given the opportunity.
Forbes off the mark, offensive rebound, and Calhoun has it go off the rim, but the third chance is good. Gatling was Brookdale's #1 rebounder, and he shows why there. All tied up at 35, but that lasts for 1 possession. The finish inside by Jason Porter.
Yeah, nice look there by Robles, finding Porter underneath, kind of behind the 2-3 zone that Brookdale was in for a nice layup.
Calhoun from the baseline. And the rebound snatched by Robles. Now driving baseline out to the corner. O'Donnell way short that time. Forbes comes up with it. Forbes looks up the floor, takes it to the rim, and he's fouled. And they called it offensive.
Wow.
Which is a bit puzzling. But for Forbes, it's his 2nd personal as Brookdale picks up their 5th. I don't know whether he extended the arm there. I don't know if you got a better look at
I think he may have just given the arm just a little bit. And every time you stick that chicken wing out, it doesn't really matter if it's really incidental contact or not. You're going to get the offensive foul called.
And that's Robles who gets the roll on his jumper from the foul line area. Ocean with a 4-point lead, 39-35. Here's Merritt to the basket, stripped to the ball. And here comes O'Donnell. And he's able to find Anthony Pettit-Claire, who scores from in close. So Ocean's closing out the half in strong fashion. Lead back to 6 for the Vikings.
I think Mekhi Morgan actually may have gotten away with a foul there on that last possession for Ocean. So Brookdale got a lucky break there. It probably should have been an N1.
Now Forbes, nice move, and the scoop layup is good.
And we've seen that out of Forbes, Brian. We know what to expect with Stephon Forbes after last year. I just think it's going to be interesting to see as the season progresses how he will develop as a player with all the other people that most likely will become eligible as the season goes along, re-eligible again. He's really a special player, though. Look at that. Just look at the drive. Not able to finish there, but still he's got that ability.
High arcing attempt that time, but couldn't get it to go down. Pettit Claire comes up short. Robles trying to track it down, but it's Jersey Blue ball. 40.8 ticks to go. Here's a change for Ocean as Pettit Claire to the bench. He's replaced by Jack Waddleton. Here's Makai Morgan, top of the key, about a 9-second difference shot in game clock. The pass hit the rim, and so Ocean takes over. Shot clock's now turned off. Open is O'Donnell. Not that time, rebounded by Calhoun. Brookdale can hold for one if they choose.
I think Brookdale's got to attack here. I don't think you have the luxury of being able to wait for the final shot.
5 seconds left now. Gatling handling slowly. Ball movement, high arcing shot, Merritt short at the horn. And that's how the half ends. So the score at the break, Ocean 41, Brookdale 37. Jersey Blues jumped out to a 5-point lead early. Vikings mounted a big run to take a lead as large as double figures. But it's been kind of a seesaw affair from that point since, and so Brookdale trails by 4, and we've talked about it. It's a tough challenge only having 5 players, but one guy who has stood out so far is Stephon Forbes in his season debut.
Yeah, Stephon Forbes has played very well, and we talked about just a moment ago, we really aren't expecting anything different. We know that Stephon Forbes can play well. We know that he's got the ability. We saw it last year on the floor. We saw that corner shot, that 3 shot that he seems to like to take. That's his spot, so we saw that early on. So he's kind of right back in form. Really didn't take him too much time to warm up. Brookdale's got to do a better job at slowing Ocean County down when they have the ball and they're running. Ocean County has done a very good job in the first half of pushing the ball up the floor and getting inside the paint. And the problem with Brookdale is they don't really have the size or anybody that can put a body on whoever's driving down the floor to stop the transition, to stop that Vikings offense in the transition as they're coming down the floor. So that's going to be something that Coach Chizak is going to have to clean up in the second half. The other thing, too, is Ocean County is not necessarily known to be a three-point shooting team, but they have shot the lights out from behind the three-point line. And that is one of the reasons why they have been able to get out to such a nice and comfortable advantage. Even though it's only a couple of points at halftime, they still have been able to get out to a dominating, have played dominatingly well in the first half. That's just been surprising to me. So Brookdale's going to have to do a better job of closing out on those shooters in the second half. For Ocean County, though, if you're Coach Boylan, I think you have to feel pretty good about your efforts so far. I know it's only 5 players, but still, this is if Ocean County can hold on, Brian, this would be a big win for them.
Yeah, and Sean O'Donnell is the guy Brookdale will have to key in on, make an adjustment coming out in the second half. So it's a 4-point deficit for the Jersey Blues, trying to snap a mini 2-game losing streak and come away with their first win in the new year. We'll be back after the break. We're at the half right now here at the Collins Arena.
Come be a part of the Brookdale community, where students from all countries and backgrounds are accepted.
Jesteście tutaj mile widziani.
You are welcome here.
Você é enviado aqui e obrigado por fazer parte de nossa comunidade.
You are welcome here.
Você é bem-vindo aqui. Obrigada por fazer parte da Brookdale.
You are welcome here.
Jij is welkom hier en dankie dat je deel is van Brookdale.
You are welcome here.
از صمیم قلب همگی خوش آمدید.
You are welcome here.
Brookdale è davvero accogliente.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
Brookdale 是个很好的地方，这里的老师还有 tutor 都非常友善。tutor 在帮助我学习很多的方面。
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
我哋好歡迎你過嚟我哋嘅學校讀書。
You are welcome here.
Bienvenido a Brookdale. Ven a Brookdale. Brookdale 오신 걸 환영합니다.
You are welcome here.
You are very welcome here.
Bienvenue à Brookdale. Nous vous accueillons avec plaisir dans notre communauté.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
नमस्ते. Brookdale में आपका स्वागत है.
You are welcome here. Come, be a part of Brookdale.
Hi, and welcome to the Fall Term Event Celebration. I'm Lauren Concar for Brookdale TV. We're here at the Bankier Library where students are gathered for games, prizes, free smoothies, food, and more. Let's take a look and see what's going on.
Celebration is so important to the students here at Brookdale because for many of them it's their first experience in an academic library.
It's awesome because we are not only about studying, we can come here and relax a little, like chill a little. It's awesome to just share with friends and classmates.
I was looking through the events that Brookdale provided for us. It's pretty cool so far. I chose Brookdale because it gave me a lot of opportunities to see what I really want to do in life.
What we have going on in the library here is students can come here to work on a computer, get their email done, write a paper, get some quiet study time. If they need assistance from people, we have librarians here for their research help. We have the tutors for help with various coursework. We have our library staff that can point you into the right direction for our resources. Anything under the sun that's going to help you study is going to be here in the library.
It was very fun. A lot of great things. Food's good. Games were fun. Met some new people.
The library is really good because they have tutors here always to help you and various amount of resources for you to study for your class.
Here's your prize. Thank you. I feel awesome. I won something.
I feel fantastic that I won all this glorious stuff from Brookdale.
So that's it for today. I hope that you've learned how the Bankier Library is here to help you succeed.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
When I grow up, I want to create music that makes people want to stand up and dance.
We all travel different paths with one goal in mind: success.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Brookdale Community College. Take your next step at brookdalecc.edu.
Returning students and new students to come in and experience what Brookdale has to offer, which is a dozen different new clubs, different people where you can meet new people, make new friends, and definitely make different connections with different people, and kind of just get involved like what we have here with different music going on, with different activities going on, with even like the fried Oreos and the funnel cake, just to get involved, have a good start to the year. And it's really great to always get involved because when I came to Brookdale and as soon as I got involved with student life, I absolutely loved that I made different connections with people, I made new friends, and so many different memories that I'd love to look back on as soon as I graduate from Brookdale.
Chantel Brown Williams. I'm a Brookdale student and I'm with the Brookdale Dance Club. We're just out here having a lot of fun and like dancing to the music with everybody and all the other clubs. I think it's important for students to get involved, especially in like multiple clubs, is because they get to explore new things and hopefully find something that they're inspired about.
So if you want to get involved, I would say come to the Student Life Center downstairs in SLC 110. That's our Student Life Board room, and that's where I think that students would be able to understand a little bit more about what's going on the campus, because we do deal with the clubs and the organizations and the events that are on campus. So if they do want to get involved, come downstairs and one of our members will be down there and they'd be happy to help you and explain a little bit more of what's going on campus.
Having trouble declaring a major? Or do you have a degree and don't know exactly what to do with it yet? Well, look no further because the Major Fair is here for you. Hi, I'm Sophia Perola and welcome to Brookdale's second annual Major Fair, where students can explore various academic options, find out what jobs are in their field of study, and talk with department representatives who can assist them in the decision-making process.
I'm Sarah McElroy. I'm the Director of Career Services here at Brookdale. And today we're at the Major Exploration Fair to help students learn more about what they can do in certain careers, what they can do with their majors, and then also to talk about all the hands-on learning opportunities that we offer. We do have a great online job and internship database that every student is able to register for and utilize. Has hundreds of employers and jobs in there right now and internships, so great resource. We have a lot of good resources. There's a lot of great tables here. The faculty are here representing their majors. So I think this is a great way for them to be introduced to it. And then it takes a little bit of research, and students are always able to come and talk to anyone in career services about their careers and their majors as well.
I'm Joe Verone. I'm a professor in the English department here at Brookdale.
So how do you think that the English department can connect with prospective students at the Major Fair?
Oh, the Major Fair I think is great. Students don't usually think of English as a career option, and I think it's nice in an informal setting like this to just have people come around, say hi, meet like real human beings. things behind a table. So it's really an effective way for us to kind of reach out to students.
I'm Professor Schaefer, and I am from the Business Management Department. I'm representing business, economics, accounting, etc. So it kind of gives them an idea of all the variety of things that you can do out there in the business world. We kind of give them a direction and a path on which they can take to be successful and profitable and produce and give to the economy as a whole. It's my first time at the event, and there's a lot of students here, and I'm getting a lot of questions, so I really think it's a good idea, and they're interested.
I'm junior, my major is communications and minor in business. This whole fair is beneficial to anybody who wants to graduate and succeed in life. I want to pursue my my career, because being here and like talking to my professors, I feel like I owe it to my professors to at least go out and do good, because they take their time to teach you, and the school takes their time to put up these fairs. So why not actually like take the information you learn and use it and come back one day and say, hey, I did this.
So my name is Joe Walsh. I'm the Assistant Director of Off-Campus Programs for Rutgers University. And I'm here today representing the Rutgers-Brookdale Partnership. We're very glad to be here. Rutgers has been partnered with Brookdale since 1998. One of the hardest things we've had in terms of recruiting is that a large number of Brookdale students still don't know we're here. So this is a way to be visible out in front of students, just in their daily lives without being too intrusive. And we understand not everyone's going to come to Rutgers University, but since we have a special partnership with Brookdale, we want to be wherever Brookdale students are, let them know that we wanted them to think of themselves as Rutgers students now and to make the transition.
Back inside the Collins Arena, Brian Goudsford, Tim Catalfamo getting set to start the second half. Brookdale down 4, and one guy Brookdale has to be mindful of on the Ocean side is Sean O'Donnell, who burned them repeatedly from three-point range.
Yeah, he's not really known as a three-point shooter, but he certainly was a very good player in the first half. We'll see if that plays true in the second half.
And the second half underway. Let's go to the action. So the second half underway with Ocean taking possession. Their original starting lineup: Jason Porter, Francis Robles, Anthony Pettit-Claire, Carson Francisco, and Sean O'Donnell, the aforementioned O'Donnell, the 5 for the Vikings. And that's Porter, who's able to score from in the paint and make this a 6-point Viking lead. As Calhoun able to hang and hit from in the paint himself. (43-39). Ocean leads. Vikings have lost 4 of their last 5 games, but they've been trending in the right direction because many of their losses lately have been close, and that's Francis Robles connecting from long distance.
And this is why Ocean County can put up, on average, 86 points a game, Brian. They are just, I'm really honestly very impressed by how they have played. They've been able to really kind of manipulate Brookdale's 2-3 zone. Man-to-man, it doesn't really matter. They're getting good looks, and they're knocking them down.
Forbes had the shot blocked on the perimeter by Robles. Here's a fake by Porter. Now Porter gets it back, drives baseline, tough shot, misses, and it's rebounded by Calhoun.
That was a nice job by Calhoun, sliding over and blocking away that lane.
But Morgan couldn't connect with Gatling on the pass, and it's back to the Vikings. Well, Ocean as a team, they shoot just 28% from three-point range, but
you wouldn't know it tonight.
You wouldn't know it. They're having one of their better games for sure.
And I think, go ahead,
in large part why they're up by 7.
And I think that's one of the reasons why when Brookdale started the game, they were in a 2-3 zone because they didn't think Ocean could knock down those threes. Now they're in a predicament because a 2-3 zone is really your best option when your team is a little tired and you want to play tough defense, kind of force the outside shot. That hasn't worked because Ocean County's been able to make those shots. So Brookdale's been in a tough predicament where they're trying to go back and forth between a zone and a man-to-man defense, but Ocean's just done a very nice job offensively.
Here's Merritt with a nice move to the basket. He finishes with the right hand. 46-41. Robles thought about it. Now looks for an option. It's Pettit-Claire. They work it around and now inside. And Pettit-Claire was on the end line out of bounds. Now Brookdale will take it off the turnover. The first meeting between these two teams was very much one-sided. Brookdale won it 108-80. Ironically enough, though, that game was tied at halftime, and it was a huge second half by the Jersey Blues that propelled them to that victory. So they look to sweep the season series. Ball knocked out of bounds and over to Ocean.
And I know that wasn't necessarily the drive that Mekhi Morgan was looking for, but I like that aggressiveness to go inside and to try to draw some contact or even get a bucket. I like that. That's something that Brookdale really didn't do that much of in the first half, Brian. They really weren't being aggressive and driving to the hoop. I'd like to see them do that more in the second half because I really honestly think that's their ticket to get back into this game and also to stretch it out a little bit, to get to the line to extend the game, which is what you need when you only have 5 players playing 40 minutes.
Here's Francisco, hands it off for O'Donnell. He thought about a 3. Now Porter drives, rejected Calhoun. 2 seconds to shoot, ball loose in the paint. Waddleton, did he get it off in time? No, he did not, as the official indicates a shot clock violation.
That was close. I think Waddle did get it off. I'm actually surprised they didn't count that bucket. I thought he got it off just in the nick of time.
It was very close. Brookdale may have caught a break there. They'll take it. Calhoun foul line area. Forbes from the baseline. He hits.
Yeah, Coach Boylan very upset on the sidelines, and I have to agree with him. I think that Brookdale, it was very close, but I think Brookdale may have caught in a break there. I think Ocean just got that play off in time before the shot clock expired.
Waddleton this time with plenty of time on the shot clock and a smooth delivery from the baseline.
And Waddleton has played very nice inside, Brian. He's had nice step-arounds. He's played very well. He's matching up against a player like Jameer Calhoun, which we haven't seen too many times this season that players have been able to match up well against him.
Forbes comes up short, 3-on-2 developing, bounce pass, lob, Robles finishes it off. Credit Francisco for the assist, and that's how you execute a fast break. 7-point Viking lead, bounce it for Calhoun, backdoor Merritt. Inside again, and Gatling able to put it up for 2. Gatling reaching in, nearly a steal. Francisco for Robles, long 3, short, offensive rebound Waddleton, and he's fouled.
And Waddleton stands at 6'7", Brian, down low. He matches up against Jameer Calhoun, who's 6'5", so he has a slight height advantage. And really, with the exception of Calhoun, there's really nobody else that really in that position where he is on offense that matches up with his size. And he's been able to use that effectively in this game.
Waddleton just a 42% free throw shooter, but he hits that one. The sophomore at a Point Pleasant Borough. This is a team, you talk about Waddleton's size at 6'7". It's a Viking team that is made up of almost exclusively guards.
Yeah.
They only have 2 players listed as forwards on their entire roster, and it's a deep roster that Patrick Boylan has at his disposal. Brookdale's down 6. Merritt, nearly a backcourt violation, but he's able to save it. And that will go over to the Vikings as Forbes couldn't handle the pass. Substitution for Ocean. Pettit-Claire returns, and Robles will hit the bench.
Yeah, just not very good passing on the last couple of possessions for Brookdale. Sloppy passes, and that happens when you get tired. You start to get a little bit long with the passing. You're not really as crisp. And unfortunately, Ocean's been able to take advantage of that with these turnovers leading to points.
Well, that's crisp passing from Pettit-Claire to Waddleton. And Jack Waddleton has had an impact from inside for the Vikings. 53-45 now. Forbes had it go through his hands, able to rescue it. 15 on the timer for Merritt. Merritt finds a man. Morgan missed it, and the tip-in missed 2. Francisco cross court. Porter gets picked up by Forbes, and Ocean will decide to back it out.
Ocean better hurry up and shoot here, Brian. Shot clock winding down.
Watt was winding down. Brookdale the steal. 3-on-2. Morgan for Calhoun for the easy 2. Brookdale is always at their best when they're running in transition, and they finish with the best of them. Now Porter driving right at Morgan, back out. And it was Waddleton who tried from the outside, all alone underneath Pettit Clare. No one picked him up. And Ocean takes a timeout after the made basket.
And
Full timeout.
You know, part of the problem, Brian, is Ocean is doing such a nice job of boxing out underneath. Brookdale really doesn't have the bodies to put against the bodies that Ocean has down low to rebound. It's just been part of the issue in this game. They really just have not been able to match up. They haven't been able to box out well. Again, we sound like a broken record. You got 5 guys, so really what options do you have? But still, they just have not been able to box people out and not allow Ocean to get second chance opportunities. They have failed at that in this game. They have not allowed themselves to be able to box out. They haven't gotten offensive rebounds. They've allowed Ocean to have multiple chances on offense, sometimes second, third chance opportunities. And that's just something that's just fundamental basketball that Coach Chizek, I'm sure, is trying to get his team focused again, because this is not a team that is that bad. You have good players. Even though you only have 5 players, you have good players still, for the most part, within the team that you have on the court. And just these things, just I don't know if it's fatigue or what, but just boxing out has been a big problem. And I think it's allowed Ocean, every time Brookdale makes a run, Brian, and they get really close, it's allowed Ocean to be able to stay in this game by keeping a 8 or 9 point cushion, because they get offensive rebounds and they're able to capitalize on those offensive rebounds.
So we talked coming into the half that Brookdale has to key in on Sean O'Donnell defensively, so Ocean said, all right, we'll let Jack Waddleton go to work, and he's had an impact coming out here in the second half. Jersey Blues with a turnover, going behind the back, Pettit Clare. Robles has it blocked, but staying with it, Pettit Clare, and he puts it home. I think it was Calhoun who got another rejection. Brookdale has not had much of a shot-blocking presence all season. Calhoun, though, has had an impact in that department tonight. More importantly now, though, for Brookdale, they're down by double digits, and that's a travel called as Forbes made his move to the basket.
And I talked about Brookdale having issues boxing out. You have to give credit, on the other hand, to Ocean County for doing a nice job of positioning themselves. Again, they have the presence, they have the body. Players like Jack Waddleton, for instance, 6'7", he's got the position, he's got the height, and he's got the athleticism to be able to bring a rebound down and be able to make some moves underneath the basket to get that second chance opportunity.
Carson Francisco will go to the line. Brookdale picks up team foul number 2 of the new half. Francisco, another Viking who has not had many attempts at the free throw line this season. And he struggled. First attempt, no good. For the freshman from Barnegat, New Jersey, down in Ocean County, where Ocean County College plays its home games in Toms River. Nothing added to from the line, but Robles comes away with it, and it's a second chance opportunity.
Yeah, Gatling just mistimed that jump, and as a result got behind the play, as I think that's going to be either a traveling or someone was on the baseline there, a turnover there. But just that's really kind of been the way the game has gone for Brookdale. They've gotten the ball in the positions that they need to. They haven't been able to finish at the rim, or they haven't been able to bring down the rebound. It's just been one thing after another, and Ocean, give them credit. They've been able to capitalize on all those mistakes.
Just over 8 minutes gone by. Merritt drive and kick. Forbes lines it up. Too strong, long rebound. Forbes has it. And Brookdale will get reset here with a second chance. Calhoun fires. High arcing delivery, and it goes down.
It's a nice shot by Calhoun.
57-49 as we get another look at the Calhoun jumper. And we have a whistle and a foul away from the ball. It's on the Jersey Blues, and it has Paul Chizek in a tizzy. Team foul number 3. So Forbes now has 3 personals, and that's Pettit Clare. Good execution on the out-of-bounds play for Ocean. Their lead back to 10. Forbes driving baseline. What a move! Stephon Forbes. We've seen that more than once. Highlight reel finishes for the sophomore. Pettit Clare missed it. Then there's a whistle that'll keep possession with the Vikings and a foul called on Brookdale.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see who they're going to call the foul here on, Brian. Are they going to call it on Forbes? Or
Calhoun.
no, it looks like they're going to be caught on Calhoun instead. But
that's his second.
yeah, Coach Chuzak's not happy about that call.
I'm still trying to get used to this casual look. I'm just not used to it.
I'm saying the same thing. It's an unusual look.
Waddleton can't get it to go, but Ocean able to get the offensive rebound, and Francisco makes it work from inside. 61-51. Brookdale down. Calhoun's jumper rimming, no. Offensive rebound, it's loose. Still loose, out of bounds. The officials confer, and Brookdale will retain it.
One thing I would like to see on these next couple of possessions, we just saw it a moment ago, maybe clear out a lane for Stephon Forbes, who has shown that he can drive to the basket. Brookdale's really struggled to have anybody that can get to the basket. I know Jameer Calhoun is doing a nice job in the paint. Clear out a lane so Forbes can drive. I know he likes that three-point shot, but I just don't think that's going to get them back in the game.
Forbes unable to hit it. Here comes Francisco leading the break. Pocket picked. He's able to get it back. Layup, no. Offensive rebound. Waddleton missed it, and Calhoun the defensive rebound. Brookdale running back this way with Gatling. Can't finish it. Offensive rebound. Merritt, no. Tip-in finally goes. It's Gatling.
And how many close opportunities at the rim has Brookdale had? I mean, you have a couple knocks at that rim, finally somehow goes in with the nice job by Gatling, but just so many misses at the rim tonight for Brookdale.
Edward Jones is fouled. Reach and call against the Jersey Blues, and that's team foul number 5.
And if that's on Forbes, that's his 4th.
Yeah. So he's one away from fouling out. But of course he can't come out of the game because there's no one to replace him.
Well, again, if that were to happen, Brookdale can continue to play on, Brian. We've seen that different times this year, mainly in women's matchups, but it's not a game over so far. It's not necessarily game over for Brookdale. It would hurt them, though, tremendously if he has to leave the game.
Nice move, Jason Porter. They got around Forbes and all the way to the bucket. Makai Morgan directing traffic. Forbes fires. Off the mark, rebound. Calhoun rips it away. Oh, throws it down with authority. Jameer Calhoun.
And if there was any question that Brookdale's still fighting, that's pretty evident right there.
A one-hand stuff. The Jersey Blues need a stop on this end. They've been tough to come by. Porter drives, rejected. Calhoun. Brookdale running. Forbes looks up the floor. Morgan striding to the rim, and he lays it in.
That's a 4-point string for Brookdale. They just need to get a couple more stops on defense, Brian. You just mentioned it a moment ago. Brookdale's not looked that poorly on offense. They just can't seem to stop Ocean.
Crowd's into it now. Brookdale's got their home fans on their side. And a turnover. Aaron pass looking for Francisco. And we'll have a timeout. Patrick Boylan is seeing it slip away from his team in the last few minutes. It's 63-57. We'll take a timeout from the Collins Arena. We'll be right back here on Brookdale TV.
My name is Demi Vernikov, and I'm part of the Student Life Board. And this year we're having our Welcome Back Week and Involvement Fair. So basically what that is that we're getting students who are returning students and new students to come in and experience what Brookdale has to offer, which is a dozen different new clubs, different people where you can meet new people, make new friends, and definitely make different connections with different people, and kind of just get involved like what we have here with different music going on, with different activities going on, with even like the fried Oreos and the funnel cake, just to get involved, have like, you know, a good start to the year. And it's really great to always get involved, because when I came to Brookdale and as soon as I got involved with student life, I absolutely loved that I made different connections with people, I made new friends, and so many different memories that I'd love to look back on as soon as I graduate from Brookdale.
Counselor Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our Brookdale TV crew with you tonight. In a good matchup, Brookdale taking on Ocean, as this game has tightened up here in the second half. Nice crowd on hand to see it. They've gotten into it, and Brookdale trying to get even closer outside the timeout. Well, slapped out of bounds. That's Porter with the aggressive hands.
I tell you, Jason Porter has been very quick on defense. That's several times now that he's either broken up a pass or has gotten in front and stolen the ball away. He's played very good. He checks out of the game now for O'Donnell, but still, very nice job by Porter in this game.
Come up on 8 minutes to go now in this second half. Gatling along the baseline. Merritt to the basket, floater short, rebound, and it's Waddleton who's got it for the Vikings. Gets set up here with O'Donnell. He had the hot hand early, quiet sense. To the corner, three on the way. It's a good one. And that's Pettit Clare connecting from the corner.
And those threes are just like daggers every single time. Every time Brookdale gets some momentum and they're starting to creep back into the game, Ocean answers right back with a three.
Calhoun was bumped and his shot goes over the backboard and back to the Vikings. Pettit Clare thought about it. Now Francisco with some space. Ocean takes their time getting into this set. They operate with a 9-point lead. Shot clock at 8. Francisco back for it. Down to 5 to shoot. Francisco drives, step back jumper. No, and it's rebounded by Forbes. Here's Forbes running to the basket. Oh, what a move! Counted and one. Stephon Forbes cannot be stopped going to the rim, and a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, just watch this nice control. Obviously, there's the foul right there, and we've seen that several times tonight, Brian. We've seen that explosiveness from Stephon Forbes. He's just got to be careful he doesn't pick up another personal foul. He's playing with 4 fouls. They've all played 40 minutes tonight, so it's just been an incredible effort from a guy who has not played one game all year. He's kind of been thrown in baptism by fire all over again, and he's picked up incredibly well.
66-60. Inside, Waddleton, the easy bucket, and the heads-up pass from Robles. Under 6.5 to go now. Brookdale down 8. Gatling has it ripped away. It'll be a held ball, and Brookdale will take possession. How about the aggressiveness from Teray Gatling? And actually, it'll be Ocean who has it. 68-60, the Vikings lead it. Again, they take their time. Waddleton the back in, righty hook, no, offensive rebound, shot off the rim, no good, and then it's picked up by Merritt. And a whistle stops the fast break. The official on the far side blows the whistle. It's a foul on Ocean. It'll be team foul number 2. Right now we don't have our scoreboard and clock bug in operation, so, well, right as we said it, there it goes. So maybe that's what we need to do. Just say it and then it comes up. That's how it works sometimes. Here's Gatling inside, and that's too strong. Tip back out Forbes for the offensive rebound. Circus shot off the glass, and he's got it again. Brookdale trying to take advantage. Merritt picks it up. Forbes for Calhoun. Baseline jumper off the mark, and the contested rebound is to Francisco. O'Donnell for Pettit Clare. Short on a three. Long rebound Morgan. Brookdale trying to run this way. Morgan all the way to the basket. That misses. And Morgan hits the deck hard. He's still not to his feet. It's 5-on-4 until Morgan is able to now get to his feet. Race into the front court. Robles a three. No, and Morgan's got the rebound.
I tell you what, Morgan is pulling some tough minutes. I think he's hurt. I don't know what he did when he fell down, but he came all the way down to the other end of the floor and got that rebound.
Merritt a three. It's good.
How about Teray Merritt? Wow.
Getting a chance to play with the roster issues as we transition into the new semester.
And mind you, all these guys on the floor for Brookdale have played close to 35 minutes nonstop.
And they don't look tired. They're running and gunning as they would anyway.
Shot clock's winding down here.
That's O'Donnell. He puts it in from the baseline.
I tell you, O'Donnell is just so good. He's got this quick trigger that he can just set his feet and shoot. And he has been, if there's a player of the game, Brian, you got to give it to him. He has just been incredible tonight.
The sophomore from Toms River. Merritt this time drives out to the wing for Forbes. Misses from three. That was Morgan, actually. Gatling has it stripped, and the Vikings take over. Francisco walks it ahead. Bounce pass Waddleton, cutting inside. No one picked up Pettit Clare, and that's the easiest bucket of the ball game. Three and a half to go. Gatling's floater. It's a blocking foul, it appears. And that'll send Teray Gatling to the free throw line.
Oof.
That was kind of an unusual
hit
there.
Well, what happened there, Waddleton was trying to box out Teray, and I don't think he realized that Gatling was still in midair when he did that. So I don't think it was anything intentional there by Waddleton, but nice job by Gatling going inside. I still feel that when I think Brookdale goes back and looks at this tape, they're going to realize that the opportunity to get back in this ball game was to drive to the hoop and to get to the line, and that's just something that for one reason or another Brookdale was not able to do. I just think that's just going to cost them the game.
Porter replaces Waddleton for Ocean. Gatling, an 80% free throw shooter. He's got a pair. This is a 7-point game as we'll get a timeout. 3:26 remaining. Down the stretch we go in a good one. Brookdale and Ocean. We'll be right back on Brookdale TV.
Chantel Brown-Williams. I'm a Brookdale student. I'm with the Brookdale Dance Club. We're just out here having a lot of fun and like dancing to the music with everybody and all the other clubs. I think it's important for students to get involved, especially in like multiple clubs, is because they get to explore new things and hopefully find something that they're inspired about.
So if you want to get involved, I would say come to the Student Life Center downstairs in SLC 110. That's our Student Life Board room, and that's where I think that students would be able to understand a little bit more about what's going on the campus, because we do deal with the clubs and the organizations and the events that are on campus. So if they do want to get involved, come downstairs, and one of our members will be down there, and they'd be happy to help you and explain a little bit more of what's going on campus.
Back inside the Collins Arena, Brookdale is down 7 with 3:26 remaining here tonight. Trying to snap a mini 2-game losing streak. Both of those games were out on the road. You thought coming home would cure their ills, but obviously, as we've mentioned, the roster not what it typically will be going forward this season. Jersey Blue shows some pressure for a rare time, but it's easily defeated by O'Donnell. Now the main thing for Brookdale is getting stops on this end of the floor, down by 7. Francisco taking his time. High screen Porter, a heavy hit there. Now Porter takes it, crossover dribble, out to the corner, 3 on the way. Rimming no. And that was O'Donnell who tried from the corner, but the offensive rebound and a second chance for the Vikings. That's a big one.
And Ocean can afford here to take their time, so I would wait for them to take the shot clock down to about 10 seconds and take a shot here. You don't have to rush. You got a 7-point lead.
Wide open O'Donnell, short, gets his own rebound. Back out top of the key, and Porter will back it out so that Ocean runs more time here. Inside 2.5 minutes to go. Tightening up here, Morgan. Francisco, a lot of dribbling. Porter drives, tough shot, he's fouled. And Jason Porter will shoot free throws for the Vikings.
And I know that Calhoun is frustrated that he got charged with a foul. I don't think that's a bad foul actually to give. We've seen Ocean, they haven't gone to the line a whole lot tonight, Brian, and they've struggled from the foul line. You got 2.5 minutes left. I know that's Calhoun's 3rd foul, but at this point, you got to go for broke here. You have to try to draw something, try to have something happen. Make them beat you from the foul line because they're historically not a great foul shooting team.
Porter, one of their better free throw shooters, but he misfires on the first one. 78% this season. Here's Jack Waddleton for Anthony Pettit-Claire as Ocean makes a substitution. Remember, they're the only team on the floor that can make a substitution in this game, as 1 out of 2 from the line for Porter. Does Brookdale have one last gasp in them? That will not help the cause. A travel on Merritt. So now Brookdale showing some press again, hoping to force a turnover. And Ocean forced to use a timeout as Porter could not trigger it in from the far side. And Patrick Boylan will huddle up his group.
And just barely got that timeout too in, Brian. That was close to a 5-second call. I think if you're Ocean, I mean, you just have to you really don't even have to shoot here. You're down, you have a 8-point lead, I should say, 73-65. You almost just, I think if you're Pat Boylan telling your team, listen, we don't even really have to shoot. Because from what I've seen, Brookdale has struggled to get any good looks on offense. They turn the ball over. They shoot themselves in the foot with mistakes. We don't even really have to shoot here. The problem is going to be they're going to have to inbound the ball right in front of the Brookdale bench. That's not necessarily the greatest spot to inbound the ball. So if you're Brookdale, you want to try to get a quick steal here and get the ball back. But if you're Ocean, you really don't even have to shoot. You just want to take that shot clock down and get a full 30-second possession.
Long pass for Robles into the front court. Now Robles trying to dribble out of a crowd. He does. He finds Porter. We come up on 2 minutes to go. Brookdale with good ball denial. Porter drives. Floater may have been blocked. And then Merritt threw it off a Viking to give the Jersey Blues possession.
It's a nice play by Merritt. Nice, smart play, too.
Pettit-Claire checks out. Inside 2 minutes to go. Brookdale needs a basket in the worst way on this possession. Forbes tries a circus shot. Offensive rebound, Gatling in an impossible angle, and he gives it up. And then a jump ball as O'Donnell corralled it. And which way will it go? It'll stay here. So that's a break for Brookdale because Ocean clearly came away with it that time. Inbounds for Forbes. Merritt tries a 3, short. Merritt offensive rebound. Another second chance opportunity, drive and kick. Morgan a 3, that's good, and that was needed. 5-point game. Francisco able to get around the defense and then draws the foul.
Yeah, that'll be a 1-and-1, so it's a smart foul there by Morgan. I don't know what number that is on him. I think it's his 4th, so Again, at this point, you go for broke. You don't really have much of a choice.
Morgan has 4, Forbes has 4, Calhoun has 3. Francisco at the line, 1-1, he missed it. It's rebounded by Merritt.
Got to move quickly here.
Brookdale trying to creep closer. Hesitation dribble. Morgan couldn't finish it, and a foul called, a loose ball foul.
Yeah, they're going to get Jason Porter. He kind of backed into Jameer Calhoun, and Calhoun said he was in the act of shooting, but I think they're going to call it on the floor. So, unfortunately, Brookdale can't shoot foul shots. They're going to have to inbound the ball.
For Porter, it's his first. Ocean has done a very good job all game long of limiting their foul numbers, as they have not allowed Brookdale to get into the bonus. High arcing delivery. Oh! Makai Morgan back-to-back triples.
You got a foul right away. You can't.
It's a 2-point game. Under a minute to go now. And it is a turnover. Gatling, can he get there? No. Crowd applauding the effort. Question is, who has possession here?
I think they gave it to Brookdale, Brian.
It's a bit surprising.
Wow.
The officials
I thought Gatling touched that last.
The officials will sort that out during the timeout.
I think the I don't mean to interrupt. I think the official had pointed towards Brookdale, but I don't know. I thought that Gatling was the one that touched that last.
Well, as if the current indication outside the timeout, the Jersey Blues will have it.
Wow.
And, I mean, how about this game?
Yeah.
It was somewhat of a sleepy start in the first half. You think on the surface, what is Ocean going to be able to do, a 4-10 record? But, boy, this has been one of the more entertaining games we've seen in a long time.
I tell you, I will say this, win or lose, regardless of the amount of mistakes that Brookdale makes tonight, because they have made a tremendous amount of mistakes, regardless of whether they win or lose, you have to credit their athleticism. They have played nearly 40 minutes. You couldn't tell. I mean, they're running around. They're going after loose balls. They're blocking shots. Jameer Calhoun has had multiple blocks, and they have fought their way tooth and nail to get back into this game. So win or lose, you have got to credit their athleticism. I mean, it's just been on display. It's been incredible to me. We talk about how deep of a bench that Ocean County has had. They've gone to that bench several times. Brookdale has had no one there to help them because of the circumstance that they're just happen to be in for this ball game. So, and now they have an opportunity to win this game. They're going to get the ball. They're going to have a possession here.
How about the unsung hero, Makai Morgan, hitting a couple of threes to make this a 2-point nail-biter. 51.8 to go, and Morgan threw it to no Brookdale player, and Francisco is stripped of the ball. How about the transition defense by Calhoun? It didn't look like there was going to be anyone there, and Calhoun sprinting as fast as he could to slap it out of bounds.
Yeah, just not a very good execution out of the inbounds play, but Calhoun kind of made up for it. Now Brookdale, I don't know if they want to foul here or try to get a steal.
Well, Forbes went for the steal.
I think you have to foul here. I don't think you can allow Ocean County to take this much time off the clock.
We'll see what Paul Chizek wants to do. Inside for Robles. He misses. And here comes Morgan, floated ahead. And Francisco just lets it go out of bounds. Brookdale has had a couple of errant passes in inopportune situations down the stretch here. Paul Chizek will take a timeout.
Having trouble declaring a major? Or do you have a degree and don't know exactly what to do with it yet? Well, look no further because the Major Fair is here for you. Hi, I'm Sophia Prola, and welcome to Brookdale's second annual Major Fair, where students can explore various academic options, find out what jobs are in their field of study, and talk with department representatives who can assist them in the decision-making process.
I'm the Director of Career Services here at Brookdale, and today we're at the Major Exploration Fair to help students learn more about what they can do in certain careers, what they can do with their majors, and then also to talk about all the hands-on learning opportunities that we offer. We do have a great online job and internship database that every student is able to register for and utilize, has hundreds of employers and jobs in there right now and internships, so great resource. have a lot of good resources. There's a lot of great tables here. The faculty are here representing their majors. So I think this is a great way for them to be introduced to it. And then it takes a little bit of research, and students are always able to come and talk to anyone in career services about their careers and their majors as well.
I'm Joe Verone. I'm a professor in the English department here.
5 remaining. And after Brookdale coughed it up the last possession, Ocean has it. They look to inbound, get it in cleanly. Brookdale has to foul, you would figure.
Well, Forbes can't foul. He's got 4 fouls, neither can Morgan, so someone's going to have to foul here.
And instead, it's a near steal, and then Merritt commits the foul. Merritt and Calhoun were there surrounding O'Donnell. Not the guy you want to shoot free throws. He's their best free throw shooter, but you had to foul in that situation regardless.
And unfortunately, Brookdale was in a tough spot because the 2 players that were around the guys with the ball were Forbes and Mackay Morgan. They both have 4 fouls. So you could foul, but then you'd be out of the game, and then you only got 4 players to try to play the last 20 seconds with. So just not, unfortunately, things going their way out of that inbounds pass.
O'Donnell missed it. It's rebounded by Gatling.
Brookdale does have a timeout, unless they get a foul here.
There was a quick whistle immediately after Gatling got the rebound, and there will be a timeout. Did they get a foul on Ocean there? I'm not quite sure.
I think they're going to get Brookdale with a timeout. I mentioned that they had 1 more timeout remaining, so I think they got that credited to them. Because you're right, it was an awfully quick whistle, and I don't know if Coach Chizak had whistled for a timeout. I didn't hear him scream timeout, so maybe it was one of the players on the floor. Wow.
So Brookdale will have a chance to tie or take the lead. They haven't had the lead by my count all this second half. Really haven't had the lead since the opening 5 minutes of the game when they jumped out 7-2. Quickly saw that evaporate as Ocean took a lead as large as double figures. Really controlled the game for just about the entirety of the way.
And here's the other thing, too, to keep in mind, Brian. Ocean County's only got 14 fouls. They can push the envelope here and be a little aggressive trying to get a steal and possibly get away with a foul, because if they foul, they have a couple fouls to give before they send Brookdale to the foul line.
All right, 19 seconds. Shot clock turned off. What will the strategy be for the Jersey Blues? Morgan brings it across midcourt. Morgan's made a couple of threes into the hands of Gatling. Gatling back for Morgan. Fakes to the corner. Merritt, cross court for Forbes. Down to 5 to shoot. Morgan the hoist. No good. Rebounded by Waddleton, and he will dribble out the clock. A heartbreaking defeat for the Jersey Blues tonight. The Ocean Vikings prevail on the road. It's a 3-game losing streak for the Jersey Blues, who have fallen for the 2nd time at home this season and are now 9-7 overall, while Ocean picks up their 5th win of the year. They are now 5-10. And so we'll get set to welcome you back inside the booth. Brian Goudsford, Tim Catalfamo. Let's start by breaking down that last possession there, because Brookdale had an opportunity, couldn't seem to get a clean look at the basket. Morgan really just a force with the clock winding down, and Brookdale comes up just short tonight.
Yeah, I think the reason why Coach Chiswick, you saw him kind of screaming at the officials in the game, I think he wanted a foul called on Mackay Morgan. That clearly was not a foul. I'm glad the officials let that one go, but I just think that out of that timeout that was not executed very well. I'm not really sure if Brookdale was looking for Mackay Morgan to take the 3 or Stephon Forbes to take the 3. They had time. They could have gone inside. They could have tried to get a quick 2. They didn't have to go for the 3. So I just think that the kind of plan fell apart there. I have to say, I said this a moment ago, regardless of whether they win or lose, the athleticism that Brookdale showed in this game with only 5 players playing 40 minutes is pretty impressive. I know that Ocean County made it tough. They were subbing in, and they played very well, too. I'm not trying to take away their win. They certainly got a good win on the road. It's a huge win for Ocean County, but just to have 5 guys on the floor and play 40 minutes uninterrupted with no subs, and to be able to come back the way that they did, to be able to fight the way that they did, I think certainly deserves some brownie points. I just don't know if that was the right play out of that timeout, Brian.
A great effort by Brookdale, but it falls just short, 73-71. Once again, the final score. Brookdale won't have a lot of time to think about this one. They'll be back in action Thursday against another tough opponent in Northampton with hopefully a bolstered roster by that point. So that does it for the first game of our doubleheader. Tim and I are coming back. The women's game is coming up next. Thanks for watching, and we'll be right back here on Brookdale TV. Stay with us.
Here at Brookdale.
So how do you think that the English department can connect with prospective students at the Major Fair?
Oh, the Major Fair I think is great. Students don't usually think of English as a career option, and I think it's nice in an informal setting like this to just have people come around, say hi, meet like real human beings behind a table. So